Welcome along, it's the AFC Champions League Elite, and we are in the east for Gwangju against Buriram United. It's the final match day of the league stage, and Gwangju are through. However, it is worth playing to finish as high as they can, because the next round of the competition is seeded. So the top team would face the 8th team, the runners-up against the 7th team, etc. Buriram, by contrast, still have some work to do. They would definitely be through with a draw. If they lose, then they're left with a nervous wait. 3 other results would have to go against them, either later today or tomorrow. Easiest thing, though, for the Thai champions is to win the game. And it's possible that the same teams could obviously meet each other in the next phase, which starts shortly. It's cool, and it's evening. The stadium doesn't have many home supporters. It's the travelling supporters who have been making the noise pre-match. Buriram are the champions of Thailand. They won the league by 8 points last season, and they're 7 ahead now. They had a free weekend ahead of this game, so should be rested after a late winner against Ulsan HD last week. Well, South Korean clubs have been Asian champions, more than those from any other nation. 12 times in total, but none since 2020. They're actually down to just 2 clubs straight into the league phase for next season's Champions League Elite. 1 more coming through the playoffs. We know which clubs they are actually through the K-League, because their league operates on a different rotation from, for example, the Thai league. So we know who won the league. It was Ulsan HD, and Gwangju came second. FC Seoul have taken the playoff place. Any more would have to come through winning this competition or the Champions League 2. The Korea League is still the 3rd ranked team in the Asian Federation. They had a very disappointing domestic campaign in 2024. They finished 9th, which was just above the relegation playoff zone. And their participation in this competition dates back to the 2023 K-League, and they were better at the time. There were 3 slots, and they finished 3rd, and so they got straight into the league phase. Well, the coach, Lee Jung-hyo, we'll see shortly, has made plenty of changes. He's a highly rated, respected coach. Became the #1 in 2022. Admires Brighton. The version of Brighton was the De Zerbi version of Brighton. Arteta at Arsenal. It'll be interesting to see. Ask him to update that opinion, to see whether the new version of Arsenal, the slightly more prosaic, hard-working, defensive version of Arsenal, appeals to him quite as much. Prepared to gamble with his players taking the ball, looking for quality possession. So the Buriram players are in the pale green and black, and their hosts in the dark orangey kind of yellow. You can see on that wide picture there, over to the right, are the visiting supporters. And so the players are welcomed out into the Gwangju World Cup Stadium. The visiting supporters will be making plenty of noise, trying to take on the home fans. competition anthem, played at full volume in a not entirely full stadium. I don't think I've ever seen so many gloves on show at a football match. It is cold, as you can probably see from the undershirts, gloves, and the big jackets being worn by the home supporters. I presume they're going to take those off before they play the game. The match officials on pitch are from Qatar. Salman Ahmad Falahi is the match referee, the man in the middle. Let's have a look at the team news. So 5 changes for Gwangju from last week's AFC Champions League Elite game, and 9 compared to their K-League opener of the weekend. So coach Lee Jung-hyo either resting or exploring tactical options. Only goalkeeper Kim Keon-min and number 6 An Jung-hyu played in the 0-0 at home to Suwon. The only non-Korean in the 11 is Jasir Asani, who's an Albanian international. And Rice, the Brazilian, on the bench. I guess we'll see him if they need him. Cho Seong-kwon is a booking away from a suspension. He'll be hoping that Salman Ahmad Falahi might be feeling in generous mood. We do have a VAR team in reserve as and when we need them. Kenny Dougal is the Australian skipper of Buriram. I think he won the toss and was trying to make sure that he got his message through. Buriram are the team that need the result, need at least a draw to be sure of going through. They make just 1 change. They were rested at the weekend, so they should be fresh. The Austrian international Peter Jules is out of the squad entirely. So South Korean in Kim Min-hyuk returns to the 11. We'll see where he plays. It could be that he drops into defence and they've got Dougal pushing into midfield. We'll see. Or it could be a more defensive formation. Ko Mai-seok is the other Korean, a new signing last month. Kenny Dougal and Dion Cools are the players who need to avoid yellow cards or miss the first round of the next phase, if they get there. Well, a pre-match huddle, not just to keep warm. Little bit of last-minute focus and inspiration. Don't want to overemphasize how young the Gwangju team is. They're all players around the first team squad. They've all played a reasonable amount last season, or are new signings such as Hwang Jae-hwan, who was part of the Cologne youth setup as a youngster in Germany. So there's not a pack of teenagers playing in this game for Gwangju. They still will be competitive. So a challenge for Buriram, who have played away against the Korean side. They have played a couple of home games against Koreans. They beat Ulsan HD in the last game with the 93rd minute winner, which was a dramatic conclusion. Supanet Muenta got that goal after Basoli had given them the lead, and they also beat Pohang Steelers. Well, the weather is cold, but we're hoping that the match is hot, and Gwangju in the orange or yellow against the pale green of Buriram. So it's a South Korean team against a Thai team. Gwangju are through, but are keen to avoid too tough a tie in the round of 16, and so the positive result is still very much in their interest. And Buriram might go through if they lose, but it would be out of their hands and they'll be left hoping that other things go their way. All possession from Gwangju in the opening moments of the game. And Hugh Seong just couldn't turn and get a shot in. The long-range shot in the end went a long way wide. Lee Jung-hyo sure won't be particularly impressed. Warm in his fleece. And hoping that a much changed team has some success. It's an interesting and different challenge for Korean teams with their league operating on a different basis. It does sort of, it's a long time ago that you qualify to be playing in this competition, and so gives you opportunities or challenges, depending on how you look at it, about keeping your team together or improving it. And they've had a rest. There was the first game of the new league at the weekend. They made a very, very quiet start with a 0-0 draw. The ball is spun forward to Martin Buacchi, who is Italian, although he's never played in Italy at senior level. And again, you can see the evidence of Gwangju being determined to play, to try and maintain good possession. Comes at a cost, of course, because it means that you're not taking gambles, you're not necessarily moving the ball forward quickly, but they are moving it forward in good order. And a robust challenge that the Qatari referee is happy to wave on. Neil Etheridge is a hugely experienced goalkeeper, signed from Birmingham City in England last year. A very experienced international, 82 caps with the Philippines, where his mum is from. He was born and bred in England, came through at Chelsea, and then moved to Fulham. Aggressive pressure in the midfield, but actually too much from Park Tae-jun, who grabbed the arm of his opponent and spun him around. Osmalos is a Brazilian. He was a champion in Iran last season with Persepolis. Didn't stay long and moved on. Before that, he was only with Brazilian clubs, so he's not one of these long-term globe-trotting managers. Buriram go over the top for Deon Kools, who acknowledges the attempt to play him in. Malaysian international, one of the players on a yellow card. Osmalos refused to accept the politely offered excuse pre-match from the interviewer about them being tired. It is a couple of thousand miles, well over 3,000 kilometres. So quite a long flight, but as he said, and Kenny Dougal said, well, we're used to it, we've got to be used to it. It does look as though Dougal is playing as a deep midfield player. Foul given away by An Yong-kyu on Martin Buacchi. So the opportunity for the free kick, Lucas Crispin, one of their Brazilians. Kim Kyeon-min is the goalkeeper, who is alarmed. And Crispin fires it towards the back post. Kools takes it down and drifts on towards Buacchi, who get a head to it, and then smashed half away by Oh Hyu-seong. But the ball quickly and effectively recovered by Buriram, by Kim Min-hyuk, who is indeed playing as the central defender, so it's Dougal who's shifted. Kwon Sung-yeon is the left wing back. And they play again through the captain, Kim Jin-ho. It's the right centre-back. The long ball forward. It's got to be dealt with by Kyo Myung-suk. Good pressure in the midfield, but Kwon was happy to play through it. And Asani frustrated. Crispin's throw, won back again though by Gwangju. Competitive early on, too competitive, a little two-handed shove in the back. Leads to the free kick for Buriram. Okay to touch your opponent, but generally seen a little two-hander by Kim Jin-ho to knock Bisolia off balance before he jumped. Generally seen as a foul. Sok. And back to Curtis Good, who's an Aussie international who doesn't play in league games, not registered at the moment, but he's playing regularly in the Champions League games. Kwon Sung-jun's got an interesting role. I said he was a left wing back. He's very much inverted, as in it. He's dropping into or pushing into midfield areas. Kang Hyo-soo is a relatively deep midfield player, and here is Kwon Sung-jun again. So he comes wide and then immediately drifts inside when he's not in possession. And they go wide to Asani, who's got a right wing job, more orthodox kind of position for the Albanian. And Cho Seong-kwon, and it comes out to Kwon Sung-jun, and Park Tae-jun, and back to Cho Seong-kwon. He misses out on Young-hyu. So it is a back three. It's just very flexible. Very much changing whether they're in possession or not. So Kwon Sung-jun, you can see him right in the midfield, tucked alongside Kang Hyo-soo. So Oh Hyu-seong seems to be the main centre forward, what you might have called a number 9. And Kwon Sung-jun, happy to run with the ball at his feet. Buriram had to work hard, and I think that's a bit too hard, too competitive from Kim Min-hyuk. It's all smiles and hugs and handshakes before the game, and very competitive. Once the whistle has blown, everyone's crossed onto the playing arena. Good defending by Cho Seong-kwon, who just hooked the ball forward. And a bit of friendly, shall we say, booing, with a bit of possession for the away team. Buriram seem pretty comfortable in possession, so it might take a concerted effort to keep booing the possession. Kim Min-hyuk. And a little flick on that was intended to try to get Boaki away. It was well read, well picked off by Deon Kools. The Malaysian saw, read the pass, saw it coming. Supernat is playing in a number 10 position, which is not surprising. Scored the crucial goal that put Buriram in a relatively strong position last week. Good play by Bouaki. Comfortable on the ball. I'm going to take a knock. Interesting career progression. He played in Austria, Croatia, Luxembourg, Uzbekistan and China before he moved to play in Thailand. Lots of places, but never his homeland. This time they go straight through the middle, Buriram, into the feet of Supernat. But Guilherme Bizzoli can't make anything of it. Comes out to Dion Cools, who's got a brief to be able to go forward. They work this nicely, and it's played in. What a goal! Superbly worked and finished by Bizzoli. You can see what it means to Osmar Loss. The quality of the finish, the quality of the build-up play, the importance of the result as it stands. They work Supernat into space down the right side. He cut it back. And the Brazilian was deadly with a first-time side-foot finish. And credit to Bouaki as well. Just look at the little leave there by the centre-forward. Knew where his teammate was, trusted him to finish it. Super goal. Loves it when a plan comes together. Quality football. Bizzoli is a quality player, Golden Boot winner in the Thai League. Last season he's passed 20 again in this campaign. So a big challenge then for a much changed Gwangju side. I can't say with certainty, but I'd be surprised if this combination has played together before. Put the ball into the penalty area, away by Ko Myeon Seok. And it's worked down the left side where Kyon Sun Jun had got into that attacking role. The supporters have got to maintain their energy levels now. Hwang Jae-hwan with the ball outside. Park Tae-jun is, well, the ball's now been given away. Bouaki into the feet of Supernat and out to Cools. They're happy to retain possession. There's no high press from Gwangju. They're happy to sit into just a mid-block. The referee doesn't like it. I think it's just a ticking off. And nothing more for Kang Kyu-soo, the defensive midfield player. A little bit unnecessary on skipper Kenny Dougal, ex of Blackpool and Barnsley, and a number of Dutch clubs and the Australia national team. best of headers, in truth, from Jo Seong-kwon. And Boaki's nice touch around the corner for Supanat, and then on to Bizzoli. And it was the Brazilian then who put his effort wide. Again, lovely build-up play, particularly from Boaki. Very promising signs for the Thai champions, and they have another free kick. Interesting to see how long the referee's patience lasts. Just a little bit of might just been a little bit of stud in that from An Young-kyu that was the source of the pain for Martin Boaki. Lucas Crispin with another set piece. Crispin with the free kick, and it was a useful glancing header from Guilherme Bizzoli. Fairly close to Kim Kyung-min. They play straight through the middle into Park Tae-jun. Good spell of the game here for Buriram. Good to Kyo Min Seok. And they go forward to Boaki again. Wide to Dion Kools. Interesting decision to backheel. Backheel did a long way. The home supporters remember to boo. Here's Chausic, the Serbian midfield player. Here he is again. Getting they're careless in possession. Just stabbed too far forward by Kools. It was actually a really good opportunity. Bizzoli made the right run. Just needed to cushion the pass a little bit more. Kang Hyu-soo. The referee didn't see that particular bit of contact as a foul by Kim Min Hyuk. He was sort of holding his opponent, but didn't drag him down. Gwangju come again, and again they can't build anything, but they do pick up the loose possession. Park Tae-jun was there, now Kwon Sun Yun. Now wide to Hwang Jae-hwan. He is too comfortably dispossessed. The ball is played long. Excellent defended by An Jung-kyu. And aggressively defended by Kools, and no foul. Dougal then plays the ball out quickly to Bizzoli. Chausic. Sportingly. Goran Chausic is waiting. See if it's Hwang Jae-hwan needs a little bit of treatment. He's lost it in a physical battle with Kools, and it wasn't an impact injury because it's his right leg that he held as he went down. The challenge was from the other side. is slightly concerned that his attacking midfield player might not be able to continue. New arrival in the close season. There's the glancing effort from Bizzoli. It's not a bad effort. Temptations always they should have scored, but it was a decent effort, decent header. Midway through the first half, Buriram have had the better of it. And it shows in the scoreline. Down Kools. And Bizzoli, the goal scorer, now given away to Park Tae-jun. Back into the defensive line. Kim Jin-ho, the skipper, and they work it out down that right side again. Good was being quickly closed down by Jazir Asani. And in fact, it was seen that Gwangju is not able to carry on, and they're playing with 10 at the moment. Appeals for the offside against Asani. Yes, and he was offside. No, he was. Assistant referee just taking a moment. It's a really careless offside, actually, from Asani. Changes coming. Park In-hyuk will be coming on, playing like for like, I imagine. It's a real blow when you're new at a club. Of course, you need the playing time. We hope, of course, it's just precautionary. But Gwangju seized on a loose pass quickly on the attack, and here's the new man straight into the action. Park In-hyuk, what an introduction that might have been. It's good work by Asani. Saw the sloppiness in the Buriram build-up. It's an ambitious effort from Park In-hyuk. I don't think you can blame him for shooting. Here's Curtis Good. Couple of caps. Last played any club football for Melbourne City, was sent off actually in a Melbourne derby in May. And then it's just been a Champions League player since. And again, it's the two hands on from An Young-kyu that the referee didn't like. Lee Jung-hyo begging to differ, but doing so politely. It's floated towards the back post. Goalkeeper should be favourite for him, and Kim Hyun-min gets there first. And then Park In-hyuk, the ball back inside, and now Kwon Sung-jun that wide position to receive possession, deep and wide, in truth. And Park Tae-jun has popped up on the left side. Back to Cho Seong-kwon. Kwon Sun-jun comes inside, under pressure. Good defensive pressure from Buriram. Now Park In-hyuk. Kwon Sun-jun goes wide to Oh Hyu-son. He seems to have switched over to the left side, actually. Oh Hyu-song, and he puts the cross into the back post. And Good did well. There was an offside in there. So there was a slight reorganisation with the enforced substitution of Hwang Jae-hwan. Is it for that foul, I think? Yeah. I think so. It wasn't for the first one, it was for the second one. And Boaki this time, it's very clearly him backing in. It's been a battle every time the ball has gone into him. Handful of a centre forward. The most annoyed we've seen Lee Jung-hyo, and it was when his side got the free kick. I'm wondering whether he wanted the ball to be played quicker. Threaded through to Park In-hyuk, and it goes on to Asani. He was bobbling around and just got away from him. Good defending. Corner for Gwangju. Good football from Park In-hyuk. Jazir Asani goes across to take it. Rolls it into the feet of the nearest man. Doesn't work particularly well. Force them all the way back to Kwon Sun-jun. From an attacking position, they're back where they've been many times in the game so far. Good comes across to win the header. But they can try and keep some pressure on. The pressure goes off. This time a long ball forward, but there's no one chasing it. Should have taken up the run earlier. Ko Myung-sok was always determined to try and cushion, to shepherd it out of play. Useful flick on by Kools for Boaki, who gets Supanat going forward. Forces a throw. Little flashes of action have been impressive from Buriram. Bizoli back to Kools. Kools throw, Boaki the target, and he got there as well, the big centre forward. And a strong challenge in the midfield was a good one as well from Ko Myung-sok, the central defender who'd been stuck forward. That's too much from Chosic. The hardcore in fine voice for Gwangju. Gwangju started their Champions League phase in the most explosive of fashion, extraordinary. It was a 7-3 win against Yokohama F. Marinos, who went on to be really good. They were in a stinking run at the time, Yokohama. Asani got a hat-trick. Fato Seong was one of the scorers there. They've given the ball away quickly already. Supanat. Good into the midfield, and Crispin. Crispin is a left wing back, but again, that's in common with many wing backs now, does drift inside a lot. It was actually Yokohama's only defeat in the competition to date. Form was not really maintained, Gwangju, although they're through comfortably. Won their first three, beat Kawasaki Frontale, 1-0 in their second game, so took large steps in the early part of it. Have to do an in-depth study to see whether the differing seasons makes much of a difference. It's another shove in the back of Buwaki, who has been in the walls. The referee delivers another lecture. No yellow card for An Jung-kyu, or indeed for anybody so far. Seized on in the midfield by Dougal, and he played it forward there. Buwaki, what a finish, what a goal! And for the second time in this game, they've struck quickly, they've struck decisively, and they've shown their quality. It was won in the midfield by Dougal. He played it quickly forward to Bizzoli on first time to Buwaki, and he struck that like a rocket. So just seized on, it's a loose ball that he seized on one touch. And that little bit of the pause from Bizzoli, it's really good. He didn't actually ping it on first time, did he? A couple of little touches just to get himself into the right position. To meant that he served it up just when Martin Buwaki wanted it. Osmar Los was delighted, as understandably were his players. Buwaki scored a hat-trick in a 9-0 against Gwangju United last month. Doesn't actually have many goals. Looks like a very capable player on the basis of 36 minutes here. Now this is nicely worked this time, out to Oh Hu-seon, and he overhit his cross. It's defended by Crispin. Get back to do a defensive job, which we haven't seen much of the wing-back doing that. Got drawn in too much, really calls, and it left a chasm for Oh Hu-seon to move into. The world over, referees giving advice to players before set pieces are delivered. Asani. Gwangju need to deliver something quickly. In by Asani, all that dropped onto the head of the near post defender, Bizzoli. Stupan did well. Kim Jin-ho, the skipper, a little bit of a reaction. Chocic at the forefront of that. Kang Hui-soo. So what caused the annoyance? Him taking umbrage at Boaki, doing a bit of ball juggling. The ball was dead at the time. The free kick had already been given. Calmly dealt with by the referee. Jasir Asani will take it. It's a high defensive line formed by Buriram. And Asani whips it into the near post. Bizzoli got something on it and smashed forward, but there's no one left forward. It's good pressure by, too much pressure by Subanat. Now Kang Hui-soo. And so Seong Guam to Kwon Sung-jun. Good pressure by Coles. This time he does go inside, goes inside effectively. The danger of that, though, is that you leave that big gap out on the flank. Buriram happy also to sit just in a mid-block. They're not pressing particularly high, trying to win the ball of defenders like this. It will be a trigger point if you're trying to win it, but if it doesn't happen, you sit in a more defensive framework. And again, credit to those home supporters. The team has been very clearly second best. It's worked wide, out to the right to Shin Jang-moo. This is nicely worked, and Asani wants to come back on his left. Is he offside? I guess he was. He was. It's correct. The right decision. I must confess, just doubted him because he took so long to put his flag up, but he got it right. And Etheridge, who hasn't really been tested. 35-year-old veteran goalkeeper now. And Hassani's onside this time. And he goes past the first challenge from Chris Boop. Needed a second line of defence to come from Curtis Good. And Gwangju. And a little bit of spark from their Albanian. Now, can he deliver from the set piece? Hassani drills it, and again he puts it onto the head of Bozzoli, the first defender. And it's given to the free kick, I think, isn't it, for the little niggling attempt to win the ball back. I wonder whether we'll see changes from Gwangju. He might consider that he's made enough. 5 from last week's Champions League and then 9 from the weekend. So you can make changes and sort of change back, as it were. Now Park in Hyok tries to bulldoze his way through the middle, just gets a wag of the finger from the referee. Another go long to Oh Hoo-seon. He leaves it there for Kwon Sun-jun. Drifts inside, only one to aim for in the middle. It's not much of an effort to get there from Park In-hyuk. He decided to foul the defender before he had really given any thought to going for the ball. The initial bit of contact, I mean, I suppose you could say Good started it, but very much Park In-hyuk just fixated on grabbing the defender's arm. And one back high up the pitch again. Dougal was involved, Bouaki goes wide, too wide. And Cools, will he deliver the early cross? He will, into the near post. Bouaki's down. And Dougal with a little flick on. Might be one for the VAR to have a look at this before half-time. Staying down long enough. If you're cynical about footballers, you might suggest that they've now developed the technique of staying down long enough to make sure that the VAR has a look. 4 minutes of added time. It will turn into more. Let's see why Martin Bouaki is on the ground. Coming together rather than a foul, I would suggest. He might have taken... There might have been some elbow. That might be why it hurt, but it wasn't a swinging elbow. So if you go body to body, your elbow's there. Warm coats, hats, gloves, scarves, all prominent around the Gwangju World Cup Stadium. Dougal in the midfield. No foul. Bozzoli. Home supporters think the referee got that one wrong. Here's Kenny Dougal again. was aimed to go out wide to Sapanit. Park Tae-jun and Asani. It's 29-year-old, the Albanian. And Oh Hu-seon. Smart turn from the wide attacker. Dougal controlled that just about with his thigh, not his hand. Bawaki back defending. It ricocheted off a Gwangju player, out for the throw-in. Park Tae-jun. Cho Seong-gwon. Was a foul that time. Kim Min-hyuk, one of two Korean defenders who've been solid for Buriram so far. Could something change dramatically before half-time? Buriram's opponents will be desperately hoping that is the case. They were 6th coming into this round of games. Eight qualify for the round of 16. 16 because it includes 8 teams from the West. And it's all regionalised for the time being. In fact, all the way through to the final. Big enough journey from Thailand to the Korea Republic. Gwangju finishing with a little bit of verve. Oh Hu-seon. And the referee brings a conclusion to a very satisfying first half for the Thai visitors, Buriram, who needed to get a point to be sure of qualification. At the moment, they're coasting towards all three. Bajoli and Bawaki, two brilliant flashes of team play and super finishes from those two men. And they're sitting comfortable at half-time. Gwangju 0, Buriram 2.
A competition worthy of the continent's most enthusiastic fans and top-tier clubs. Our top 24 teams will clash, highlighting the best players from Asia and the world. Built on the foundations of past heroes, a new beginning has arrived, uniting Asia's football powerhouses. 24 of the elite teams from 2 regions, one supremacy, to be crowned the ultimate champions. AFC Champions League Elite. Now let us turn our attention to the AFC Champions League 2. This battle offers a good stage for established clubs to battle for a coveted title with a pathway to excellence in Asian club football. Get ready for electrifying matches in this competition where every victory paves the way to unimaginable heights. This is the AFC Champions League 2. Rivalries are on. New heroes emerge, paving the way to glory. 32 clubs battle it out across Asia. AFC Champions League 2. Now we introduce the AFC Champions League. This is part of the single track where rising stars shine on the continental stage. Witness the passion.
referee will signal a check by pointing to their ear to indicate that the restart of play is being delayed. The VAR can suggest a review, but only the referee can initiate the review by signaling the outline of the TV screen. The referee always makes the final decision, but can be supported by the VAR in two ways. Using the information received from the VAR for factual decisions, or personally reviewing the incident at the referee review area for decisions that require an interpretation.
I landed in another territory. I saw things you wouldn't believe. I was the first, but I won't be the last. This land is calling.
So welcome back to the Gwangju World Cup Stadium. The home side have got a bit of work to do if they are to finish their league phase in good fettle. They are trailing by 2-0, trailing in second best. Maybe being harsh about it. Lee Min Ki is one change, in fact there's a double change on the way, with Rice, the Brazilian, also ready for action. Can't say that I'm surprised that the coach Lee Jung-hyo is unhappy. Buriram have turned up. Brizoli and Boaki have both struck, and they were really nicely worked goals as well. Kang Hyu-soo withdrawn. Rice is a good player. Back with Gwangju, hasn't scored for them since 2022, which seems like a long time ago, but he's back for a second spell. Went away to Jeju last season. So Lee Min Ki also takes the skipper's armband as well. And Rice comes on. I suspect we're a bit... There is a delay of some sort, isn't there? The referee was just explaining to the players, as the Buriram players decided to have a little bit of keep ball. Buriram have won the last 3 championships. So it's all down to Osmalos, a relatively new arrival. They've been dominant in the Thai league, scored 68, conceded 11. Won the league by 8 points last season. Well top again. 7 points clear with 9 games to play. Well into the season, they will take some stopping from there. Thai league runs from August into April. For the want of a peg or two. Is that a little bit of, is that a little hole? It could easily be pegged, couldn't it? And if the ball did any damage to that, it hit the back of the net twice, not with particularly ferocious shots. Quite eavesdrop on what they were saying. I presume it is that. There's potential of a little hole there that obviously would need to be sorted. Although I guess with VAR these days you've got to back up, haven't you? The days of phantom goals are gone. Gwangju World Cup Stadium has another name, named after Gus Hiddink as well, the legendary Dutch football manager who was in charge of the South Korean team. A little cable tie to close up the hole. Yeah, Gus Hiddink took them to the semi-finals of the World Cup. That's where he got his legendary status from. And so after that false start, we go again at the start of the second half. Instantly, Boaki's down on the ground, and then the referee has to blow his whistle. 10 seconds and 2 players down for Buriram. Second one of which was a foul. And it's the new arrival, Lee Min-ki, who was responsible for both. He's come on with a point to prove. Different approach demanded. Swung in to the penalty area by Lucas Crispin. Remember the match situation, the group situation is that Gwangju are through, so they made 5 changes from their last Champions League game, 9 changes from their weekend league game. Whereas Buriram, they still have a job to do. They need a point to be certain of going through, and at the moment they're looking good for all 3 points. But 45 minutes of concentration, and you would think from their point of view, ideally a bit of the kind of clinical play that we saw a couple of times in that first half, and then remove all doubts. The other teams that they're competing with, if they lose, are all yet to play. It's worked wide to Asani, who was their brightest player in the first half, the Albanian. Delayed delivering the ball, but at a long way across the pitch. There was a moment that it could have gone in with onside players who've been played on by Kim Min-hyuk. He's the only change, by the way, Kim Min-hyuk, the Korean. Only change for Buriram from last week, their win last week. Gwangju started the competition so well, but coming into match day 8, there were 3 Japanese teams at the top of the Eastern Division. Out of play for Park In-hyuk. Could do anything with it. Jo Seon-gwon. Jo Seon-gwon switches it out to Kwon Sun-jun. Now Park Tae-jun. A challenge on the goalkeeper, which the referee, I think he'd already turned his back. Little naughty, and Osmarlos doesn't like it. Assistant referee obviously didn't feel it was worth bringing the referee's attention to. And Asani comes drifting in off the flank, a little shimmy, but it's well read by Crispin, but then carelessly left. Bouaki has to come back and help out with the defending, but he does so well. The Italian centre forward. Solid frustrated. So possession at the start of the first half, all down to Gwangju. Forced into one change at half-time. Sorry, one early in the game, and one, I'm guessing, elective at half-time with Kim Jin-ho going off, and then Kang Hyu-soo. So in fact, there's 3 changes in all. Bouaki is away, and the referee didn't react the first time. The second time he's going for that card, which is got buttoned up in there. Hasn't got out today so far. 58% of possession so far, Gwangju. Some supporters didn't like that challenge. The referee didn't like that one. Kim Jin-ho with a different role in the second half. Yellow card for him. Well, Buriram, your match will be in no hurry to do some of the basics like throw-ins, etc. But there's no point in time wasting. They played so well in the first half. His cut is good. Dougal cleverly round the corner to Subanat. Subanat. We're going back for the foul on Chausic. There's a bit of a barge from Rice. Chausic through to Subanat again. And good. Dougal and Subanat. It's all defended by Asani. And turned into a good turn by Park Tae-jun, and he drew the foul as well. An accusing look from the Korean midfield player. The referee taking a slight objection to, just in a slightly heightened state, I think you'd say, Park Tae-jun. Referee just reasserting his authority. Kwon Sun-jung. Chausic. Clip forward for Dion-Koos. Swept forward by Dougal. And Boaki's touch for Supanet. That's a no foul by Crispin. Certainly wasn't allowing his opponent to run anywhere. Decent football, and then Rice with a little touch, subtle touch on the Brazilian sub, but there was somebody offside in there. It was the non-foul. Certainly Asani wasn't happy about. One in the midfield by Mu. Ball over the top. It hasn't really been dealt with, and Supana did really well, but from an offside position. It's just referees have been busier with those flags in the second half. Driving run by Lee Min-ki. They haven't really been able to create anything really effective in the game, Gwangju, for all of their possession. Mu again in the midfield. Asani spun wide. Now an opportunity for Ohu Seong. Shed the undershirt for the second half. Still cold though. He's obviously just warmed up. In swinging corner. Gwangju trying to get something back into the game. Crispin stopped in his tracks. Signed last year from Fortaleza. He's 30, relatively old to get on his global travels. Supana got himself into a little bit of a cul-de-sac and then got out of it with the back heel out of play. Kim Jin-ho. Kim Jin-ho with the throw. Park In-hyuk turns. Now that Asani tries to rustle himself up a little bit of space and is unable to, and the offside flag is then raised. Against the Albanian, I think. Yeah, it certainly was. Never got back on side, did he, until he had possession of the ball. It's a dominant leap Buriram can't afford to get too passive, too deep and defensive. And he served it up and left the counter-attack wide open now for Dion Cools to drive forward. And he picked the wrong pass. He did have support as well. He was looking for Supanet. Now Lee Min-ki. Park Tae-jun. So we've ticked round to the hour. That was that little bit of unwise play there by the captain, Lee Min-ji. The referee spotted a little something between Kim Jin-ho and Martin Boaki. They work it nicely to Jazir Asani again. Goes on the outside, crosses right-footed though. And it was well defended by Ko Myeon-seok. Kim Jin-ho. Park Tae-jun can't get there. Boaki. And then Bizoli. Gwangju won the ball back better as the game has gone on. Oh, Hugh Thon did well there. Now the long range shot from Rice is very easily dealt with by a quality goalkeeper, Neil Etheridge. The Thai League teams have allowed 5 foreigners, 1 from elsewhere in the Asian Federation and 3 from South Asian nations, or the ASEAN, Southeast Asian nations. So it obviously makes sense to have a similar squad for the AFC competition. Kim Jin-ho goes wide to Asani. Oh, good skill from the Albanian into the penalty area, weaves past another challenge. Did one too many, really. I don't know if he's frustrated with himself or just the outcome. It's terrific play, though. He's been looking for this a little bit, looking for the nutmeg, really, on Crisper, and then he drifts past the challenge of Good, and there's terrific defensive cover in the end. Corners, though, have all been cleared, just about. I think all of them cleared at the near post. And a breakaway now for Guilherme Bizoli. He's travelled a tremendous distance. Now he goes down. The referee didn't see what felled him. It's a shame, because he might have been able to get on the end of it. The VAR will be able to have a look, of course. But no VAR intervention yet. Obviously, they're communicating with the on-field officials. Another coming together. Boaki involved, and he gets a yellow card. He's been fighting a battle against a number of those Gwangju players. Oh, and he was late. That is a painful one for Cho Seong-gwon. Certainly no complaints about the yellow for Boaki. they've only used one substitution window, even though they've used 3 subs of their 5 subs. Looking at the earlier incident, and that's a different player that he's fouled, though. And again, Buriram formed that defensive line at the edge of the D, well outside of the 18-yard box. It's up to Gwangju to find the space, the right ball in there. Rice is the man who plays it. First contact, though, from Buriram. And that was a lazy-looking challenge, really, by Kenny Dougal at the edge of the penalty area. Caught Lee Min Ki. Painful one for the Gwangju skipper, and it could be more painful yet for Buriram if they concede. Dougal is keen to be told that they're going on the whistle. So Rice would be the obvious right-footed option here. And there are plenty of players in the wall, 5 and 1 to the side of it, which leaves the option of obviously clipping the ball where you outnumber your opponent. Shim Chang Mu is off. He wasn't the player who was kicked a short while ago. And Park Jin who comes on. So Rice with the shot. Everyone in the middle is now marked up. Borisani with the shot. He departs the scene. We're just left with the Brazilian. Puts it into the wall. Wasn't really worth the long wait. Midway through the second half. It's been a more passive performance by Buriram in the second half than the first, but remember, they need a point to be certain of going through when the competition carries on. I mean, it carries on pretty quickly. The first week of March. Now that's a good ball into the penalty area and cut back dangerously. And there's the shot into the back of the net by Hugh Seon. Now the game is up for grabs. There was Park In-hyuk with the build-up play. Excellent work by the number 9. And he put it back into a dangerous area for Hugh Seon to run onto and sweep the ball into the net. Super work by the number 9. And that dangerous ball cut back behind the line of defenders to an on-rushing teammate who was Hugh Seon. And now it is very much up for grabs. Powaki has gone off for Superchai. Superchai has got 8 goals in the league this season. A highly rated Thai international, won the Golden Boot last year. It's much better football from Gwangju, but an offside halts that attack. Frustrating one for the player involved. 20 minutes to play. Buriram have to hold their nerve. At the moment, they're coasting through. We don't know where they will finish because there are other games to come. But we know at the moment they are going through. Both teams through. Gwangju already through, no matter what the scoreline. If they concede one more, they're still through Buriram. So there's no need to panic. If they concede 2, and it's out of their hands. There's Rice dropping deeper and more central. I wonder there. Asani. Lee Min Ki. And wide to Rice. Kim Jin-ho. It's understandable to drop deeper as the game goes on, but it does make you nervous from Buriram's point of view. Dougal, who was one of the players on a yellow card, actually, Kenny Dougal. Not on a yellow card today, on a yellow card in terms of suspended for the next game. But some of the balls are going to smack in the face as well from the trailing hand of Jazir Asani. He's carried a real threat. Free kick. Oh, it's cleverly and quickly taken. Rice to Asani. Those two. I think you'd like to see those two link up on a regular basis for Gwangju. This time the defensive line on the edge of the 18-yard box. Rice drops it towards the penalty spot. Half cleared and the shot is deflected and in! What a massive moment that could be! It is Oh Seon again! And this game has swung on its head in the space of 6 minutes. It was half cleared, but credit to the man who scored the first goal. Oh Hyun-sung just held off, stayed out of where everybody else moved to. which gave him that little bit of room, and the shot was deflected on its way through. And it gave Etheridge no chance. He'd already committed. It was the last line of defenders in front of him. And we're checking the goal. Potentially for the he wasn't offside, but whether someone involved in the play was offside at the first delivery. There were offside players, but it's a question of whether they impacted the play. I'm guessing. I don't see anything wrong with Huasion's part in the goal. Big moment, this. My guess is that it will be a goal. But VAR does surprise you sometimes. Yeah, goal. Confirmed, 2-2. The game has swung dramatically in this spell midway through the second half. Sapana off, Sasalak on. It's a defensive change from Osmar Los. And they're back on the defensive again. The ball goes in towards Rice in the penalty area. And then another foul that goes against Supachai, who was the last change but one. There's the barge in the back of An Young-kyu. So Supachai booked. It could be worse to come yet for Buriram. Remember, we wouldn't know if they were out. Other results have still got to go against them. They're still favourites to go through, even if they lose. But it means that they finish. They won't be able to kick another football. And they won't be certain of progressing through to the round of 16. It goes into the penalty area again. It is hooked away by Kim Min-hyuk. Rice. Gwangju on the attack again. It was miscontrolled by Park in Hyuk. Would have been an interesting check to see whether he was onside or not. There's more alarm on the face of the players, even the experienced Etheridge. But for a lot of clubs in the English leagues before coming out to Buriram. Sasalak with the forward pass, given away. Seems to have gone in as a left back. Now the stadium volume levels are elevated again. Rice. And gets it back again on the edge of the penalty area. Asani trying to dink it over the top. There was no way the Brazilian would have got there, even if he had read it. They want to win this game, Gwangju. There were times in the first half that you might have doubted that. All the changes and a lacklustre performance. Etheridge has a problem. They have a very experienced substitute goalkeeper, Chachai Woodbrom, who is 38 and a former Thai international. We'll see really running to keep this ball in play. Seems to be a hamstring problem, perhaps, the 35-year-old. Bit of a rubber, bit of a spray. Not sure what else that you can do. Goalkeeper has a privileged position, of course, in being able to be treated while the game is stopped. Key moments in the second half. Same man, central to both. Time to play, plus a little bit of added time on top of that. Etheridge goes long. Chested down by Bizzoli. Given away by Sasalak. Gets another go at it, the substitute. Came on to try and close it out. He does win a free kick. That is part of the brief. Too competitive from Rice. He's now 32, by the way. That's only needs to get away from Dougal. He's entitled to room to take the free kick, Chausic. Only 6 shots on target in the game. Kenny Dougal. Back from Lucas Crispin. He's got Sasalak out wide. Dougal drives, trying to get into the penalty area. He's stopped by Park Tae-jun. And here's the corner from Crispin. And it is flicked on by a green-shirted player. Now Dougal slips. Could be a counter-attack on, but Chausic has done really well. Experienced work by the midfield player, and he's won the ball back again. Now can they take advantage from this? It's Crispin. And that's careless, and that's panicky. There were times in the first half the it was too controlled. Final of the competition at the King Abdullah Sports City on May the 4th in Saudi Arabia. I have a feeling there'll be a Saudi side involved. given away, and Buriram can break forward again. Supachai goes back to Chausic and Dougal. A wide by Ko Myon-suk. Spread wide again by Crispin, and now the ball comes in, defended by Lee Min-ki at the near post. Josic. Slightly painful blow for Rice. Kind of struck him in the hand, I think, but needs must. Game must go on. There's a game to be won. It's another change to be made. It's the double goal-scoring hero who makes way. I wonder if that was just a little bit of a hobble there from Hyun-sung. Lee Kang-hyun is the final replacement. Buriram 4 minutes plus added time to go. As it stands, they're into the knockout phase, the round of 16. The beginning of next month, so not long away. Still working hard. It's more, almost exclusively, is a defensive effort now from Buriram. As Lee Kang-hyun going wide to the right. He has popped up everywhere in this second half. It's made such a difference. Sani. Spread wide to Lee Kang-hyun, the latest sub. Just getting up to speed, really, Gwangju, at the start of their season. They've been playing games. It's a pretty relentless campaign when you're out of kilter in terms of seasons with the main competition. Now it's delivered into the penalty area. It's half cleared. It comes out to Lee Kang-hyun, who puts it back in again. Chosic clears, and they do get it away. No one out there is thinking about the cold now. Two of the 90 remain. Free kick, gratefully received, I would suggest. But they're playing again, Buriram, the better team by the distance in the first half, despite not having an awful lot of the ball. They'll be finishing with a draw-win draw. It's not bad, given that they suffered back-to-back substantial defeats in the middle of the group phase against Yokohama Marinos and Kawasaki Frontale. But they have more defending to do. Rice tries to wriggle his way through. Chelsea forward. And it wasn't the best, it's just popped up in the air, but that was, say, aimless. And now everyone looks over the assistant referee and he obliges by raising his flag. Well, they've seen out the last 16 minutes pretty well, Buriram. They could have been rocking after conceding the two relatively quick goals. 7 minutes though. Changes the dynamic, doesn't it? Gwangju have plenty of time and they want to win this game. And here's Asani, who's been one of the stars of the game. And they've got plenty of those yellow shirts forward and they keep working it and working it. It goes into the middle and the block was crucial. Chelsea tries to run away, but he loses out in the challenge. Buriram have changes available to them, but looks like a yellow card coming out of them. It's a snug fit for the yellow card. Lee Jung-hyo looks like the guilty party as everybody walks away, leaves him there. Bisoli's touchdown, Chelsea to Cools. They need to get their passing right. Buriram pass the ball to another green shirt and they'll be going through. Bisoli. Bisoli again. And they hopeful effort by Superchai. And movement is good. The flag is staying down here. Park in Kyok. Oh. Now he raises his flag. Doesn't rush it. I'd say there he's clearly playing the ball. Lifted up into the midfield, returned with a bit of interest, and it's in behind that defensive line that was ragged there from Buriram, and then Asani into the penalty area. Sasalak had to come across, get the challenge in. They've got a corner to defend. The corners from Gwangju have been disappointing thus far. Let's have a look now. If they get this corner right, it could throw Buriram's participation in the tournament right back into question. Asani gets some height on this one, but it is well defended. Lee Min-ki. The target men are all still there. In it goes, and again it's one. It was good away. Asani will try and curl it straight into Sasalak. And he can have another go. There is good movement in there. Little flick on was useful. Can Buriram win it? Can they make the most of this? Another goal, and they would be definitely through. Dion Cools. It's the yellow shirts, though. The players in them look fresher. Two minutes of added time to go. Curtis Good. Smashed across by Superchai, and it almost fell. Well, it did fall for Cools, but he couldn't find Bizzoli in the middle. Now Good. Sasalak. Turned on again by Superchai for Sasalak. Lifts the ball into the penalty area. Lee Min-ki won it well. Gwangju's application in this second half has been really impressive. The other teams hoping to overtake Buriram have certainly nothing to complain about. Offside flag is up again against a Gwangju player on the far side. Less than 60 seconds for Buriram to hold on to this ball and not give away a chance. Crispin. And they are on the attack, Gwangju. Crucial touch there by Chautic, who's been good, the experienced Serb. And a flick over the top. Bizzoli chasing it. But Gwangju have the ball back, and there is just about time. They're determined to go out on a winning note. Kim Jin-ho is dispossessed. Now then, here's the opportunity for Superchai, who won it back. This will be offside, I think, but Bizzoli will be hoping that the game goes on. And we are past the time. And Buriram have done enough. An exhausted expression on the face of Guilherme Bizzoli for the two goals that they did ever so well to work in the first half. Bizzoli and Bouaki were ultimately enough, despite an impressive comeback. Oh Hugh-seon with two goals quickly in the second half. It was a dramatic finish. Gwangju were already through. Buriram will join them. The point was enough. They will be through to the round of 16. Dramatic, entertaining game has finished. Gwangju 2, Buriram United 2.